Hi, hello, good morning, welcome back to my channel. I actually technically started this vlog yesterday, but I didn't get around to any writing. Story of my life this week. So we're restarting it today and we're just gonna make it a productive weekend vlog. I got my matcha and we are ready to start the day. I hope to get through at least 3 chapters of rewriting Between the Waves today. I'm also going to email the beta readers for Blood of Amberum because it was supposed to go out today and I just don't feel like it's ready to go out. If I sent it out today, it would be more of an alpha read than a beta reader situation, and I just don't feel like it's ready. So, and I'm feeling kind of bad about it because there were so many people who were so kind and generous about volunteering their time to read it in the first place that I'm feeling kind of crappy that I am now about to send out some emails that delay it. Hopefully everyone is still able to beta read, even though I'm going to have to delay it for a couple weeks. But there's just nothing to be done, and I would rather put a bit more effort into this book before I send it to beta readers because it's just not ready. So I have to email the beta readers this morning and let them know that whole situation, and then I'm going to send the manuscript to my mother because she is a very speedy reader and I think that she'll be pretty good at alpha reading it and letting me know what she thinks of the plot and the characters and those situations. And I also have a friend right now who is reading it who hopefully she'll let me know something about it. And then I have a couple things that I know I still need to add to it. So that's the situation with Blood of Amberum right now. I'll be making some changes as I get feedback from those 2 people and as I read through it a couple more times myself. And then by the end of the month, it should be ready for beta reader feedback, hopefully. And then I need to catch up on my writing class today as well because this week was a very, very busy work week, which is great because more hours means more money and it's good to be financially stable. However, I did not get done a lot of the other things that I wanted to get done in my life. So YouTube stuff, which I'm sure you've all noticed, I've had like 1 video a week. So YouTube stuff, writing stuff, learning stuff, so my class, all of that kind of got put on the back burner this week because of work, but that's okay. We're using this weekend to catch up. So I've got my fluids and let's get this day started. Change of plans already because that's just how the world works. I'm also sitting on the floor because I didn't want to find a place to use as a tripod. I own a tripod, which I could use, but I'm not. So, new update, which you'll know if you're a beta reader and you receive my email that I'm about to send. I am now going to see if my beta readers are okay with being used as alpha readers. From what I have gleaned from the internet, the only difference between a beta reader and an alpha reader is just that an alpha reader reads an earlier draft, so they're reading a rougher copy, which is exactly what Blood of Amberum is right now. Which is why I have decided that if my beta readers, the people who signed up for beta reading, are willing to read it when it's an alpha read, then I am still going to send it to them because right now I just feel I'm at the point in the manuscript of Blood of Amberum where there are so many things that I want to fix and so many things that I want to add, but for some reason I can't figure out what to pick to add and what to choose to fix that won't ruin the story that I had in my mind. I guess I don't really know what's going on with this draft. I hope this doesn't happen every time I write a book, but I'm just at the point where I think I'm too close to it. I've seen it, I've reread it so many times, I've changed so many things already that I think I'm currently snowballing. So I keep trying to change more and more things because I'm like, well, this could be better, this could be better, this could be better. And I'm worried that I'm going to change so much that it strays too far from what my original story and what the passion idea was supposed to be in the first place. This is also something that I have been learning in my editing and revising class, is that it's very easy to think that you need to change everything in order to make it better and better and better. And then at the end of that, you're left with a story that isn't even remotely similar to the idea and the inspiration that you had in the first place. So I'm trying really hard to avoid that. And because of that, I am going to send a draft that I absolutely despise to alpha readers if they are willing to read that instead of a beta. And then if they want to read it again, they can read it as a beta draft. I'm just gonna ask if they want to do alpha reading instead, and then whoever says yes, I'm actually going to send it out to them today. I'm freaking out a little bit because I literally, not to be dramatic, but I just kind of hate the manuscript right now. And that's, I know it's all part of the creative process, and this is just what it means to be a creator. I've run into this with other projects. You know, like if I've written songs or created videos, there comes a point in everyone's creative process where you literally despise the thing that you're working on, and you need to do something to get over that hurdle. For me, it's sending a shitty manuscript to alpha readers and just letting them tell me what they think of it and what parts they hate and what parts they think are boring or too fast or too slow, and just getting feedback before I feel like I'm ready. So it's terrifying, but I'm going to do it because I think that this is the only way to pull me out of this headspace right now. I just need any feedback, honestly. Even if that feedback is someone saying, I think this was the most boring book ever, I don't even care if they say that, as long as they tell me why, you know? Like, if they're like, I think this was the most boring story I've ever read, the main character is so flat and she's whiny and I couldn't connect with her because she didn't actually like put effort in or something like that, that's something, you know? So I don't even care if all of the alpha readers hate the story, as long as they tell me why. And then I have stepping stones again. So yeah, it's gonna be a very high anxiety day. I might have to do some gardening work to calm down. Okay, here we go. I just finished filming my bookshelf tour, so that's gonna be up on my channel tomorrow, so I need to edit that. I am nearly done chapter 3, although as you saw, it is a 10,000, nearly 11,000 word chapter, so it's taking some time. I don't know if I'm gonna get through 3 chapters today like I wanted, but I also sent out my Blood of Amberum manuscript to my beta readers, which are now alpha readers if they choose to be alpha readers, and I also sent it to my mom because my mom was reading it when I was writing it, and she was a little bit upset with me when I didn't give her the end of the story, because also she was like reading it as I went, and then I decided like near the end of the first draft that I didn't want anyone to read it anymore. I think I got self-conscious, so I kind of just left her hanging, and she is a big reader, so that was probably one of the most frustrating things I could have done. But yeah, so I ended up sending the manuscript to her so that she can give it a read over. So yeah, I've also just realized that I haven't eaten all day, which was very stupid of me, and I need some food, so that's where we're at.
Saw you paint a picture of a face, a face that wasn't even close to mine. I know I shouldn't be in love, but it's so hard to move on. You haven't changed, you've stayed the same. But if you did, I'd still love you anyway.
Okay, it's now Sunday. I finished chapter 3 this morning actually, so I finished editing it, which means that I have edited the first 80 pages of about 200. So I finished editing Act 1, which feels fantastic. There was a lot of setup in Act 1, so it feels good that I got those things rewritten. And again, every time I read through, because I've actually, when I was writing this, I somehow got into the bad habit of editing as I went, which I was trying not to do, especially because it was NaNoWriMo, but for some reason I just was. And since I'm rewriting, I obviously am rereading everything, and I am very bad at not editing as I go. So I have been doing a little bit of editing, but I would like to report that I am still really enjoying this story. Like, so far, all of the changes that I made for the rewrite and the restructure and the new ending all make sense, and the more I write those changes into the draft, the more sense they make and the more other things kind of fall into place, which is interesting. It's certainly been a lot easier for me than Blood of Amberum has been. So I finished editing Act 1. Now I need to head over to the bookstore because I have to pick up the books for the giveaway winners, and I'm also going to grab a massive coffee, and on my walk over I'm going to listen to Gideon the Ninth because we have our book club meeting today and I have not finished how much I'm supposed to read, so I'm going to try and listen to the audiobook and see how much I can get done. Hopefully I at least just read to what we're supposed to be reading to today. That's the plan. Bookstore, coffee, audiobook, and then book club meeting. And then I have to catch up on classwork today because there's actually quite a bit of work so far that has gone into the how to write a novel class, more so than I expected, I think. So I need to catch up on that. So it's a busy Sunday, which is also why I'm going to get the largest coffee I possibly can.
Don't need someone to save me, no, and don't come running to blame me. From miles away I can tell that something's off. The way you look and how you pause when you talk, I think I said enough. You said your love for me something brand new. You said this is something you would never do. Here we are in your car, let me see who you are, who you really are. Yeah. Don't need you here to say you're sorry, 'cause if you're gonna leave me, then just do it. Don't take it slow, don't be gentle, no, I just gotta know. If you're gonna leave me, then just do it. Ooh.
And this brings us to the end of the weekend. I only got a little bit into chapter 4 of my Between the Waves rewrite. I had a lot of kind of admin and classwork to do when it came to writing this weekend. So I still did some work on the rewrite technically because part of my classwork right now is to go through and make scene cards and kind of start to understand a little bit more about the story and what needs to be changed and what needs to be rewritten. So I did spend quite a few hours catching up on classwork, and I would just like to say that I'm only 2 weeks into this class and it is already the most helpful resource I have had with writing thus far. Like, the stuff they cover in the class is very clear. They have both textual information as well as videos for you to watch, and they have a podcast where all 3 of the faculty who are running the class will discuss all of the questions that are asked in our discussion posts. And they cover everything in so much detail and they chat amongst themselves, and you can tell that they have so much experience in this industry. And the podcast where they're answering all of the questions is one of the most incredible resources ever, and I can already tell that it's going to be a really, really great thing to have. And you have access to all of the class resources even when the class is finished. So for example, the podcasts, I'm downloading them so that I can listen to them like as I'm going on walks and that sort of thing. But you always have access to your account, which means that you always have access to this information when you need it. So it's like, you know, yes, it is technically a university course, like a higher education course, so I'm paying for it, but I'm paying, you know, like a little less than $400 per course to have that kind of information for the rest of my life, and it is so helpful. So that has been really incredible this weekend, and I'm glad that I took the time to kind of catch up on that, because I was falling a little bit behind, because it's already, just from the work I've done this weekend and over the past 2 weeks, my mind is completely open to all of the possibilities and all of the changes, and all of the new things that I've learned that I need to apply are like so clear in my head now, which is fantastic. Anyways, I'm done raving about the course, but I mean, this weekend I was basically just, you know, doing coursework, doing admin stuff. So the Blood of Amber manuscript is now sent out to 5 or 6 different people, I believe, which I already know is going to be too much, but there were just so many people who wanted to be on the list, and I had a really hard time saying no. So a lot of people, like 6 is too many beta readers, I think. I think it's going to be too much feedback, but I also thought that it would give me a good opportunity to kind of see like who from all of the people who volunteered, who is maybe really excited about giving feedback and really good at giving feedback and gives like a lot of feedback, and that sort of thing. Because I mean, in the future, it might be, you know, a relationship that I want to hire them as a beta reader in the future if that's something that I have to do. So I figured, why not just send it to 6 or 7 people, even though it's going to be way too much feedback for me to sort through. But yeah, so I did that this weekend, and then I did course stuff, and then I did do some rewriting, of course, and I did some reading. And yeah, now we're at the end of the weekend, and I kind of just want to take a bath before another busy week starts, because this coming week is supposed to be very busy again. So I am going to sign off. I'm going to go take a bath and relax, and yeah, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. And so thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to smile, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.